From the Bob Mills Weather Center, Oklahoma weather expert, Cassie Heiter.
Well, temperatures were really high today. We made it to 100 degrees in Oklahoma City, 103 in Ponca City, 104 in Stillwater, also in Hobart, 102 degrees this afternoon in Woodward. That is the first day that we've hit 100 degrees in Oklahoma City in a couple of years. That has not been the case, though, for lots of western Oklahoma. 29 days in Altus where we've had at least 100-degree temperatures, 17 in parts of Alfalfa County. Now, we do have a heat advisory for central and eastern Oklahoma that goes at least through Thursday. But that's really kind of a technicality. It's going to feel upwards of around 110 degrees no matter where you go across the state. Over the next 7 to 9 days at least, it is going to be dangerously hot. It's still very warm even at this hour. This is our Chickasha camera, part of our Pike Pass Skycam network. We're at 87 degrees. We've got a south-southeast wind at 10, dew points in the low 60s. So heat index, believe it or not, is still a little bit of a factor. Temperatures range from the low 80s in the northeast to the low 90s, really all across western Oklahoma. We still have some mid 70s, though, in the far southeast with a southeast wind between about 10 to as much as around 20 miles an hour. So we're going to have a little bit of a breeze overnight tonight through tomorrow morning. Dew points in the low to upper 60s. We'll still have some 70-degree dew points in the east, so it's going to stay humid out there as well. Heat index not too much of a factor right now, but man, during the afternoon over the next several days, it's going to feel anywhere between about at least 102 degrees to maybe even upwards of around 110 degrees, even here in Oklahoma City. I officially have us by Friday and Saturday feeling more like 106 degrees. Eventually, we will have a couple of cool fronts move through, and that's going to knock down temperatures just a few degrees, so nothing strong on the way. But the main jet streams well to the north and around the ridge of high pressure. From time to time, we do get some rain and storms. We had an isolated storm around Guyman earlier today, but that's how it's pretty much going to be again over the next several days, with storms kind of hugging around the border. Now on Friday, we do have this weak front that's going to move through. It's hard to even call it a cool front because I'm still expecting temperatures to climb into the low 100s in Oklahoma City. It will bring a slight chance of rain and storms, and temperatures dropping into the low to mid 90s in parts of northwest Oklahoma. This weekend looks incredibly hot, highs in the upper 90s. Early next week, I do expect those 100-degree plus temperatures to arrive again. And we've got another front that's going to be moving through by early next week. This one looks a little bit stronger, knocking temperatures back down into the mid 90s here eventually. But outside of that, it just looks plain hot. We are in summer for sure. Temperatures tonight only dropping down into the mid 70s in Oklahoma City, the upper 70s all across western Oklahoma. Tomorrow afternoon, I went ahead and raised that temperature. Since we hit 100 degrees today, I think we may actually be able to surpass that tomorrow, not by a lot, but 101 degrees in Oklahoma City, 105 in Ponca City, in Alva and Altus, 103 in Clinton, 101 tomorrow afternoon in Woodward. There is a slight chance of storms tomorrow evening in the Panhandle. And then on Thursday, 102 degrees in Oklahoma City, this time 106 in Ponca City, Enid, Alva, Hobart, Lawton, Altus, 104 in Clinton, 104 degrees in Woodward. You see these temperatures in the upper 90s in eastern Oklahoma. It looks like they're getting a little bit of a break, but keeping in mind it's going to feel a lot hotter than the upper 90s. By Thursday evening, a moderate chance of rain and storms in the Panhandle. Now we've got a slight chance in northwest Oklahoma. By Friday, here comes that frontal boundary. Again, really hard to call it a cool front, obviously, because we're still looking at a high of about 101 degrees with a south wind between 10 to 20. Now behind it, temperatures will be dropping down into the low to mid 90s. We're going to have more of a north to northeast wind between 5 to 15. And as that boundary comes through, there's at least going to be a little bit of moisture to work with. So a slight chance of rain and storms pretty much statewide. But your 9-day forecast not really showing a whole lot of coolness by any means. It doesn't look cool at all. We're just going to be really hot for quite some time. Amanda, back to you.
We're going to want to stay indoors.